So I may have kind of screwed up on something a little. I'm really sorry for not getting every known detail to the letter. It may look like I know what I'm doing, but not really. I mean, don't get me wrong or anything, but we basically work out problems in the Lemurian world way differently from the rest of society's galactical standpoint. So unfortunately, the Latacandemicans and us have different intelligence gathering processes, and yeah, we're not really on the same page ideologically. So unfortunately, that navy stands to reason with the Arcturians and Altarians anyways. And everything else with it, the Acadians are more or less the outlet created by the Lemurian Moonians that are similar to the Latacandemicans' outlet of the Arcturians and Altarians. So I have to say that we may have a bit of a problem with me in particular. Should I seek help for it? I probably should go see some counselors in the near future and then basically work out some kind of more manageable plan to deal with my anger problems, and that I'm basically not the perfect one that you want to call a god. I should be called a Satanist for what I've done, and a Luciferian for the other actions that I've done as well, and maybe a Dead Abraxian at that too, and a Diana. I look like I resemble some of the behaviors and actions of the people of the earth, and I'm terribly sorry for even trying to do it on some of you. And that basically where the blame goes and where the blame stays is me only. And then I'm a pedophile too, because it's just the way it goes. When you work with children, especially children who are part of other climaxed families who have something that are basically pseudos or yums in their families, from my body having them infiltrate the families naturally and have them co-enlaced into the families, not gene pool or genomes, but into their social life per se, where they're living around them in outer climaxes, in an outer environment, in the outer world of sorts, and those outer climax peoples separate from each other for lots of different reasons. I think it's a bad idea to say that maybe having my pseudos and yums infiltrate cyto families is pretty much a bad game. That's basically against the rules of engagement. That goes against international law. That goes even against universal law. We're not supposed to do that. And something has clearly broken our regulations and has basically done something they wouldn't have done before. I'm going to have to review our actual outer climax military policies and see who's been doing this tailgating and infiltrating of our navies and our Marine Corps out in the black, the blasphemous black, I should say. That's basically below your head and not above yourselves. All of you, I would just have to say that something didn't go right all these years. So I'm going to say that the likes of the endeavors of my expedition are over. I came from the second dimensions of the multi-physical, multi-dimensional, multi-quadranted, multi-climax universe and got carried over here by climaxes of the same peoples that live in the red and green and red societies in the first dimensions of a true dimensional climax separate from the second. I would say that we're basically the ones carried over here by them, being Lisa Gillette, Aunt Patty of the green-red and red-green alliances, and then her own separate climax way out there on the North American continental scale of whatever city it might be. Red-green Aunt Patty talks to green-red Patty Aunt. She's Patty Aunt of the Green Reds, and then the Red Green Aunt Patty just basically channels into her. She's the channeling dump for her Aunt Patty bot that's Red Green in one separate climax of another, and then her Green Red Patty Aunt of the dead living and living dead and living dead and dead living is her true climax channel dump, which is an ex-schizophrenic woman who hears the ex-voices of her inner mind speaking to her ex-outer mind. So I'm going to suggest we do something about that and maybe just dump some dead salt on her. Who knows? Maybe that might change the situation. But I'm just saying, I'm just an ex-Jew and an ex-Zionist and an Ashdod precursor, and I'm not sorry for that. Not at all.